I've been using this Google Pixel 4 XL for about 2 years already. This phone has some really bad problems which make the whole experience not that smooth. And I'm going to talk right now only about the phone itself, not about some problems every other Pixel has usually connected or with Android itself. Anyway, only about Pixel 4 XL. So let's figure out what problems this thing has. The least annoying problem this phone has, but still it is a problem, well, Face ID. Sometimes it just turns off and asks me to clean those sensors in upper part of the screen. Sometimes it just doesn't recognize me straight and I'm trying to clean and it doesn't help and I have to restart the phone. It happens pretty often and sometimes really annoying, like for example you gotta pay for something and you are in line and cashier like looking at you. That notification, it's so small and you need to figure out first what this thing wants from you. And it wants you to enter your password because it's not clean enough and cleaning doesn't help. So the first problem and the least is the Face ID. It's not reliable and probably for some people just disabling it completely would be a better option. The second one is the screen. It is the second least problem, let's say so, though I would say if I had something like this on my laptop, I would definitely say that it is the most significant problem. But here on the phone, since I'm trying to use it as less. Anyway, I'm trying not to use it for a long time, so the screen itself is not the most important part of the phone for me. So it is a OLED screen and it has all those OLED flaws, including black crush, that dithering and that green tint. Basically, that green tint is present and it is really noticeable on gray, on some shades of gray, near blacks, and probably every OLED out there has it. And because it is OLED, this screen flickers. Let's say it's not the worst specimen out there. I had phones which were flickering much worse and just destroying my eyes completely, like that Galaxy Note 9 and Galaxy Note 8. Those Samsung phones are just unbelievably crappy in this regard. But here it flickers. Yes, I'm getting that eye strain. It is not cool, but since I'm not using it for a really long time during the day, it's kinda not the worst part for me. Just I mean, open the camera, take a shot, lock the screen. The third least significant thing is battery life. If I'm not looking at this phone's direction is just somewhere there on the table, it has a good battery life. But if I'm using it, for example, if I'm just traveling, I'm not traveling. If I'm, for example, going about my business in another city and I have to use my phone for navigation and probably just listen to music and maybe those flashcards to learn stuff, to shove it inside your head, well, it just dies maybe about 12 o'clock. It's just that if you are using your phone extensively, it's just completely not enough. And I was talking about music because I'm using that external DAC and it requires some power and it makes the matter even worse. If you are not depending on your phone super bad, you're probably going to be okay, but if you're using it extensively, well. Fourth thing, I'm not going to say much about this, but it is lagging. Sometimes it's just straight lagging, sometimes just some apps stop working completely, sometimes just lock screen disappears. It's lagging. Sometimes pretty bad. Sometimes I had to restart it. Well, annoying, but not completely deal breaker, but still, considering that all people do believe that Pixel is kinda iPhone in Android world. Is it though? There was one moment, a lot of moments actually, but this one particularly I remember because I thought I'm going to lose all the stuff on my phone. Well, basically, some greedy messenger decided to get really fat, and basically it destroyed all my space on my phone. It just took that much space, so the phone couldn't work properly at all. It was just straight crashing, turning itself off. It was saying that space not enough, goodbye. It was really annoying, kinda stressful. I mean, all my photos, I'm not using those stupid clouds, they're just messing up with my data anyway. And I thought I'm going to lose everything because I thought I had to hard reset my phone, but somehow I got into the settings and cleared the data of that stupid messenger. Well, not cool. Not cool that you can mess up your phone that bad. I mean, it's not foolproof. So those fools like me can easily lose all their stuff just because they do not really care how much of space their programs use. Fifth. Yes, fifth. Well, this phone literally falling apart. I mean, what the hell even is that? It's just literally falling apart. And it's not just my unit. If you Google it, like, I'm not even sure how do I Google it. Anyway, I Googled it somehow, and a lot of people had the same problem. Basically, that back lid of the phone just glued not properly enough. Why it happens? Well, there's no any clips or whatever you call it. It's just a straight piece of glass. Straight piece of glass without any clips. Like, for example, in back covers of laptops, or how iPhone is being made. There's some clips usually, and you need to unclip them, like, and then you pull it off and it goes away. But here is just straight piece of glass without any clips and just basically straight glued to the frame itself. But when and it happens pretty often, when this phone overheating, it gets really hot. Probably that's the meaning of the word overheating anyway. So it gets really hot, and here are antennas. Well, actually, I'm not sure even, it's not antennas, it's just those like kinda not pogo pins. Anyway, there's those pins which are supposed to connect back that backlit, glass lid, and the motherboard. There's no ribbon, only one for the camera, and those are for NFC. Here, and here, and two are here. And when smartphone overheating, basically those, I'm not sure how do you call it, basically those things pushing that back cover pretty bad. Like, I mean, it's wobbling and they're being pushed away. Smartphone gets overheating, glue gets softer, and it's just falling apart eventually. Well, this thing probably cannot be fixed. No matter how much glue you use, eventually it will. And glue itself anyway. It's just design flaw, not cool, but say goodbye to your water resistance and water proof, whatever. Not cool, yeah. Gotta glue this thing again. So, the last one. The last one is camera. Yeah, the worst thing about Pixel 4 XL is just this thing. Stop looking thing. The camera sometimes lagging really bad. It just straight crashes when I'm trying to, I don't know, take a photo. It sometimes just won't open my damn camera. It is so damn slow sometimes. Sometimes it just straight crashes really bad, especially when I'm right now. Why is that? When you're trying to show someone that something doesn't work, it works. Why it happens, I don't know, but sometimes the camera is just straight crashing completely. It is really annoying, probably the most annoying thing. If it's crashing, like, yeah, it is annoying when your calendar just decided to restart. But for example, I'm just walking around, I want to, I don't know, take a photo. There's something, and Jesus comes down to the earth and I want to take a photo. And I'm opening this thing. It takes so much time to open it. Well, and right now it works pretty kinda okay. So the main problem about this Pixel 4 XL for me is how the camera works. Sometimes really slow, sometimes crashing completely, especially when I'm trying to use a night mode. And I have missed a lot of good shots because of this problem. Well, yes, it is really annoying. And more than that, well, it has a stain. Just look at this stain. Here's my damn hand. Here. Right, and right now I remember it when I tried to focus on my hand. Can you see this stain? Here, piece of paper, here it is. You see it, right? Here it is, here it is. And I'm zooming and it's still there, it's just on the camera lenses. It's inside camera lenses. And no matter how much I tried to clean this thing, no matter what stuff I used, it won't go away. It's inside, and the only thing that will help is just replacing the camera lenses completely, but I'm not going to do it. Probably it's not that much of a deal, but it's still there, that blemish, flaw, whatever. So as I said, the main problem with this phone is the camera. It's not reliable, though it makes good pictures. Well, just to sum it up, Face ID turns off, wants me to clean the sensor, doesn't help. Screen is not good, it has a green tint, black crush. Battery is not really great, half of the day if you're using this phone extensively. It's sometimes lagging really bad. As I said, it falling apart, and the camera is not reliable, though it makes a really good pictures sometimes. Most of the time. Yeah, it makes really good pictures most of the time. Well, probably that's all. Thank you for watching. Oh my god, I wish Google just made a phone with a good IPS screen. Why not? I mean, some people probably would buy it because of that PWM stuff and those flaws OLED still has.